Saul Canelo Alvarez, who, yes, he signed with the PBC and everybody was excited. They were excited about the potential matchups that this could entail, that this could mean. The door is open for Canelo to make the big fights that, he clearly hasn't fought yet. People say he won't fight the black fighter. He won't fight the black fighter. Plenty of black fighters signed to Al Heyman and PBC. That being said, people are up in arms. Canelo's a duck. Canelo Alvarez is not a duck. Canelo Alvarez is a multi-time, multi-division world champion. Highly decorated. They gave the man a crown. He is, quote unquote, the damn king. Damn Ryan Garcia. Damn Ryan Garcia, who couldn't hack it training with Canelo Alvarez. Be that, that's neither here nor there. My point is, Canelo Alvarez is no duck. He is fighting the biggest fights he can fight. We need to stop saying, oh, well, he's not fighting this guy. He's not fighting that guy. He's not fighting the guys that you personally want to see, so he's a duck. Meanwhile, he's fighting fucking world champions with great records. Oh, they're trash though, right? He's ducking the real guys. He's ducking the real guys. Can those quote-unquote real guys beat the guys that he's actually fighting? Maybe some. And we've seen David Benavidez, who we'll get to later. He defeated Caleb Plant. But hell, his eggs were already scrambled. Canelo Alvarez already took his O, took away his aura of invincibility. And this game is 90% mental, they say. The sweet science. That being said, stop calling Canelo Alvarez a duck because he's fighting Jermell Charlo. Everybody's like, oh, he's fighting the smaller Charlo. He's fighting the smaller Charlo. Well, newsflash, guys, the smaller Charlo, quote unquote, smaller Charlo, is more decorated. He's got more belts. He's a unified world champion. And you know what? Canelo Alvarez is too. So let me see. Let me fight I'm Canelo Alvarez. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm Canelo Alvarez. Let me fight who everybody wants me to fight. Let me fight a David Benavidez, who we'll get to later, who doesn't have a legitimate world title right now. A legitimate world title. Canelo is the undisputed unified champion. Okay? Let me fight David Benavidez. Or let me fight Jermell Charlo, who turned it down. Who's got one belt. Listen, the point is, this is prize fighting. He wants to fight the biggest fight that can get the most butts in the seats and the most pay-per-view buys. It's not rocket science. And when you have undisputed versus undisputed, fans are going to be intrigued. The casual fans are going to be intrigued. That being said, I heard Blue Blood Sports say, oh, this isn't undisputed versus undisputed. Why? Because is Jermell Charlo's belts on the line? Is Jermell Charlo's belts on the line? So it's not undisputed versus undisputed. No, wrong, Blue. It is undisputed versus undisputed. You want to know why? Because Jermell is undisputed champion. Canelo's undisputed world champion. It does not matter what belts are on the line. They're fighting each other. So that is undisputed versus undisputed by definition. Just saying. You're wrong on that one. Everybody wants to say, oh, Canelo's fighting the smaller Charlo, the smaller Charlo. Must I say again? Surprise! They're both bigger than Canelo Alvarez, whom has fought at higher weight classes, yes. They're saying, oh, he's trying to bring Jermell up two divisions. I don't think that there's going to be a size discrepancy in this fight. And if there is, it'll be the fact that Jermell Charlo is taller and longer. I mean, look at the pictures. Yes, they've aged, they've bulked up. Did they get taller, get longer? Let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. Stop saying that Canelo Alvarez is bringing this guy up 2 weight classes. Stop saying he's fighting the smaller Charlo because of fucking prize. They're both bigger than him anyways. And he's fighting the African-American fighter that everybody says he's scared of. Everybody says, oh, he's not going to fight the African-American fighter. Probably won't happen. Don't hold your breath. But Jermell Charlo says that, yeah, I gave the fight to my brother, but he's got to fight me too. Not going to happen, Jermell. You're not the unified world champion. And last little piece on this, Tszyu, who's saying that, oh, well, if Jermell Charlo takes this fight, then they got to strip him. They got to take his belt. Pump the fucking brakes, Tszyu. Yeah, you got a great record. 23-0. 23 wins, 0 losses. Awesome. But you know what? This is prize fighting. Must I reiterate? Prize fighting. You got 2 unified champions fighting one another. Fuck what you're talking about. Okay? Who cares? Yeah, great record, like I said. Great boxer. Take a seat. And if you don't want to take a seat, stay busy. It ain't going to be the end of the world for you, Mr. Undefeated. Do what you got to do. But this fight's happening, and it's going to be undisputed versus undisputed, and both fighters, both combatants are going to have all the belts in tow. Nobody's trying to hear what you're trying to say except the Tszyu marks. How many of them are out there? Probably a good deal. I don't want to speculate. Is that the point? No. Take a seat, Tszyu. They're not stripping Jermell Charlo before the biggest fight that could be made next for Canelo Alvarez, and they're not going to say, no, we're going to take the belt off for Jermell Charlo. We don't want that. We don't want that percentage that we will get for this massive fight. We don't want it from both fighters. We will take half. We'll take the percentage we'll get from Canelo, but we won't take Jermell's percentage. We're going to take his belt. Not realistic. Take a seat, Tszyu. And I know what everybody's wondering. Oh, he won't mention his name. He won't mention his name. Yeah, I will mention his name. And we're talking about Mr. David Benavidez, the quote-unquote boogeyman. I don't have to mention his name. You know who I'm talking about. David Benavidez, the guy they say Canelo should fight next, the fight everybody wants to see. Well, David Benavidez has no leverage. He has no leverage. He lost his belts on the scale, and everybody wants to give him a pass because it was COVID. Hello. The UFC never stopped. The UFC never stopped. Fighters were making weight over and over and over during the pandemic. But not David Benavidez. He decided to forfeit his belt on the scale a la Shakur Stevenson.